Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Get Busy Now, How to Grow Your Business. Today's presenter, Chad Parker-Law, is the president of Empowering Salon Professionals. Chad is a licensed cosmetologist and a master colorist for L'Oreal Professional, Goldwell, and Wella. Chad's expertise lies in salon finances, leadership, and team and customer relations. Without further ado, I present to you Chad Parker-Law. Chad, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm going to go ahead and turn over the screen to you.
Okay, let's see here. All right, I think we're back on board. We're ready to roll. Can everybody see my screen? Or more importantly, Jenny, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited that we had this opportunity, and I had this opportunity to present. As you may or may not know, I am a huge proponent of unions and groups and anything that is working towards the same goal that I have, which is elevating the current standards of the professional beauty industry. Before we begin, I just wanted to maybe tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. I've been in this business for many years. I started, like many of you, maybe just working behind the chair. I had the fortunate ability to join the Vidal Sassoon team and travel around and work with them for several years and learn a lot about education, where I then became very passionate about teaching other salon professionals. And I started with technical skills, and from there I moved on and I joined L'Oreal Professional as a education leader for them and focused really my skills on business education. About almost 4 years, coming on 4 years in August, 4 years ago, I left L'Oreal, left the corporate environment, and I started my own business called Empowering Salon Professionals, which does exactly what it says. And our goal, I started with one salon with the goal of helping salon owners and stylists create the business and life of their dreams. The whole mission of Empowering Salon Professionals is basically to give you what you deserve. I don't believe that success, abundance, financial growth, a full clientele is an exception. I believe it should be the rule. And I honestly believe that with a few simple changes, you can change whatever's happening in your life or in your business for the better immediately without having to go through all these extra steps that you may think that you have to go through. And so with that belief in mind and with one salon to try, I started 4 years ago with one salon in the Orange County area. And I grew that salon by coaching them and by implementing some of the systems that I've learned along the way to become very, very successful, from the owner all the way down to each individual stylist in the business. And it just snowballed. I decided to take the company on the road, and for a while I was coaching around 30 salons by myself. 4 years later, I now have 11 coaches around the country. We are the fastest growing, if not the largest, professional business coaching and consulting company in the United States. I have 2 books out. My business blog at empoweringsalonprofessionals.com is the most popular, well-read business blog in the U.S. today and around the world for salon professionals. And with all of that, I just want to preface this webinar by letting you know that if anything that you want to do can happen. You know, I have been faced ultimately with a lot of people telling me that whatever ideas I had or whatever I wanted to do wasn't possible, and there was no way I could make a living helping people, and all of that has been proven wrong through our success. And so please let my story be a testament to your ability to succeed as well. I'm so excited to be here today, and as Jenny said, the title of today's webinar is Get Busy Now, How to Grow Your Business. And one thing that we talk about all the time is how do we begin to set the stage to get busy now? How do we begin to move from a state of thriving to surviving? And a lot of us, the issue is that we've become comfortable surviving. We've become comfortable just living paycheck to paycheck. We've become comfortable in our routine. We've become comfortable with a lower income. And the issue there is that with that comfort comes a lack of growth, a lack of stretching into all of our means and accessing that eternal potential that you all have. So let's talk a little bit about what it means to be busy. So I believe that there are 3 B's in the professional business that we have today. Keep things very, very simple. Sorry guys, I'm just having trouble changing the slide here. Okay. Here we go. So I believe that there are 3 B's in the business of beauty. You're either busy, which is a really good thing, or the other 2 alternatives, or you're bad, or you're bored. You can really be one of these 3 things. Because quite frankly, if you're not busy while you're in the salon, chances are you're in the break room bored, or you're bad. You don't feel well, you are not successful, you are down on yourself, you are negative, you're engaging in gossip, whatever it is. Being busy in the salon is our savior. You've all seen the difference between someone who is extremely busy and successful and happy and has a positive home life and makes great money and seems to have it all together, right? And then you see the people who sit in the back or they're outside smoking and they have a few clients here or there and they seem to have a black cloud around them and they seem to either be bad or bored or both, right? So these are ultimately the 3 places that you can be in this business. You can either be busy, bad, or bored. Now, when I say busy, I don't mean you have to be fully booked, and I don't mean that you have to be busy doing clients and making money. I mean that you have to be engaging in busyness that is going to equal positive results, that's going to yield success, right? And if you're not doing that and you're not working towards that positivity, then chances are you're either bad or bored. It's really quite simple. So what does busy mean, right? Let's talk a little bit about what busy means, because if I'm going to help you get busy, we have to know what it means and what I'm establishing. The main thing for you to remember here is that I am not here to give you these quick, get-rich-quick schemes that are going to tell you 3 things that you can do tomorrow to make sure that you're a $1 million hairdresser. What we focus on is a mindset and a mentality. And what we focus on really is what are the top 1% of earners in this business doing, and what are those commonalities to ensure that you can also do the same. And so when we talk about being busy, we talk about people who are in flow, right? They're in flow and balanced between how much they work towards reaching their goals and how much they receive back from that work. And it's a teeter-totter. Busy also could mean that you have a full clientele, right? Whether you work 1 day a week, 3 days a week, whether you're just starting in this business, it doesn't matter, but that you're filling your time with profitable work. Busy also means stress-free. A lot of people associate being busy with being completely stressed and overloaded. Oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. And actually, one of the #1 reasons why people don't get busy is because they associate busy with bad. And we use busy as an excuse for why we're not there for our friends and family, why we don't follow up on our tasks and duties, why we don't see the course through, whatever it is. And so if you don't want to be busy or you're using busy in a negative way, then that's never going to translate in another part of your life, which is your clientele. Busy is a good thing. High sales, right? When you're busy, you're earning what you should be earning for the amount of time that you're working. Also, when you're busy, you're in demand. People want to be around you. They want to know what your secrets are. They want to know what you're doing. you're attractive to those people who are around you, and most importantly, you're successful. And as we know, success can be measured in so many different ways. Busy needs to shift in your paradigm, right? Busy needs to be something that you strive towards, and busy needs to be something that has a full circle approach versus busy work. There's a big difference between being busy and being in flow than there is engaging in busy work, which just is to do something just to do it without yielding any results. So if busy is not that bad, right, and busy is a great thing, then why do so many of us choose to be bad or bored? And you're probably sitting there thinking, well, I don't choose to be bad or bored. And you're probably right. If you're taking an hour out of your day off on a Monday to come on spend a webinar with me, then you probably are engaging all the time in busy behavior, which is very, very, very good. However, you need to understand that the temptation is there to be bad or bored. Here's the thing about being bad or bored. It's not necessarily something that we're always aware of. And it's not necessarily something that we associate with a choice. But when you understand that everything you do in your life is ultimately a choice, you can begin to understand that whatever non-productive behaviors you're engaging in are equivalent to being bad or bored, right? So it's an easy link to associate that we do choose to be bad or bored when we go there, and it is very easy to go there. It's the path of least resistance. We choose to be bad and bored because it's easier than being busy. And the same goes for being bad. I want you to picture that you're at a rock concert, right? And you're standing up on the stage with the band. And you're dancing and you're having a really, really good time, right? Now I want you to say that you're on the ledge and you have a bunch of people reaching their hands out for you. All the mosh pit or whatever you want to say, the front row reaching their hands out for you. Is it easier for you to grab someone and pull them up with you to dance and have a good time, or for have multiple people grab you and pull you down? It is always easier to go down. It is always easier to go negative. It is always easier to be bad because that is easier. That is the masses of people. Unfortunately, 80% of today's beauty business shares only 20% of the available income, where 20% of the most elite stylists share a nice thick pie of 80% of the available income. And that 80-20 rule seems to go for every type of business because 80% of our business is filled with people that are busy, that are bored and bad, and they want to pull you down with them. So how do you get busy right now? And this is when we talk about the mentality. You have got to become aware of what you're doing at all times, and you have to be able to identify if you're engaging in negative, unproductive behavior, or if you're engaging in busy, profitable, productive behavior. Ultimately, what you engage in is your choice. And ultimately, if you want to get busy right now, I'm telling you, it's not hard. It is not hard. It is simple. It is simple, but it's also not easy. It's not hard, it's not easy, but it is simple. It really just takes two things: desire and force. Okay? All of you on this webinar have the desire to have the business and life of your dreams. All of you. Because you wouldn't take the time to be here. Most of you are missing the force. For those of you who know me, I can tell you that I've always struggled with my weight. Weight is my biggest personal struggle. And weight is no different than getting busy now and moving from surviving to a thriving business. For me, moving to overweight to healthy weight. I have the desire, but it comes time to force myself to go to the gym, force myself to being aware of the productive food that I'm intaking into my body. It's a force. I want you to begin to think about how much energy it takes just to get yourself out of bed in the morning. Right? How much energy does it take just to get yourself out of bed in the morning? Tons. We snooze the alarm, we snooze the alarm, we snooze the alarm. The kind of force that I'm talking about that it's going to take to launch your business to the next level right now is no snooze. The alarm goes off, you hit it off, and you jump out of bed with full force on the first try. That is the kind of force that I'm talking about that will take you from surviving, barely surviving, to thriving. You all have the desire. You have to look within you to find the force and force yourself to become aware of the behaviors that you're engaging in. So how? How do we go from here? You have to want it. You have to force yourself to do it. That's it. I apologize if you're looking for a get-rich-quick webinar today, but what I'm here to tell you is that the simplicity of getting what you want is beautiful and simple. And you, although you are at fault for any problems in your life or in your business today, you are also the answer and the solution. And so I'm going to share with you a few things that I know that you can do right now to be sure that you're a force. But really, the ultimate question is, why should you care? Well, I'll tell you why. If you've never heard this before, it's very interesting. But the odds of you even being alive today, that means your mom met your dad, and they created you, and you were born, and you made it through this many decades of your life, are 1 and 900 billion trillion, right? So look at that number and imagine 900,000 zeros there. The chances of you being alive and on this webinar are way, way, way more against you than the odds in Vegas, than you winning the lottery, than a plane crashing. The chances of you being alive today are so slim that there is no reason why you shouldn't maximize your life and your business and yield what you deserve and yield what you came here to do and gain the strength that you need to force yourself to reach your goals and do your work. Why would anyone just go through life in the motions of wake up, eat, work, sleep, go to bed, when they know that the chances of them being alive are so slim in the trillions and trillions? It's simply because it's too difficult for them to face the reality that they can change. Technically, you shouldn't even be here right now. So knowing that your time is so precious and that the chances are so slim, why wouldn't you take the time to force yourself to reach your goals? Force yourself to get busy. Force yourself to elevate your awareness to a point where you have total control over your business. And that's what I'm looking to answer for you guys today. So besides the obvious of just because you're alive, what else is important about being busy? Well, all of us want to make more money. because money is a sign of energy and an exchange that allows us to live a life that we want to live. When you're busy, you have more balance because you're able to leave and spend time with your family and not worry about your clientele. You want to spend more time with loved ones when you're busy. You want to do vacations. You want to live your dreams. You want to have your dream car. You want to have the clothes that you want. Whatever it is, it's an endless list of possibilities. So you want to be busy because you want these possibilities to happen and become a reality. Everyone has a point in their life where they're tired of dreaming and they're tired of their potential and they want something real, tangible, that they can feel, that they can create. And that is what today's webinar is about. And that's what I'm trying to instill in you, is that throw the potential out the window. Throw the dreams out the window and start forcing yourself to create it. We can only talk about it for so long. As salon professionals, we have 4 mental stages, and this is really what put me and my company on the map by identifying these 4 mental stages. And when we work to coach people, we always identify the stage that they're coming from. Some people call it level and tone level. Some people call it personality types. We call it 4 mental stages. And these 4 mental stages will allow you to identify where you're at and what you need to do to get to inflow. The goal is for you is to move through the stages in your life and in your business into getting to inflow, which is a perfect balance between working to achieve your goals and receiving the benefits of that work, right? So let's talk about these 4 mental stages so you can identify where you're at. Before I get into the mental stages, I just wanted to make sure that there are no questions on the panel. Jenny, is there any questions that I need to answer?
I haven't received any as of right now.
Okay, perfect. Your participation is very important, guys. So if you have any questions, I'm here for you, as specific as you want them or as vague as you want them. Please ask me questions so as we go, I can really work with you to help grow where you're at right now. A lot of you may be thinking right now, oh shoot, I am bad, I am bored. And that's okay, because you're not going to stay there. And a normal person like you and I has the ability to notice where we're at and has the ability to fix it. So we're not stuck anywhere. And all of these things are just tools for you to use in order for you to become more successful. So we have these 4 mental stages, and we live in one of these at all times, and we can move through them, right? And in some parts of in some areas we might be in one stage, and in other areas we might be in others. So these are not absolutes, but they are a guide for us to understand who we're around, what stages our clients in, and what stage that we're in. This is very, very important. So let's talk about these stages. The first mental stage of salon professionals that a lot of people live in is the victim stage. It's the why me stage. It's the stage where we blame everybody else, right? The victim is someone who says, oh, I lost all my clients because of the economy, right? The victim is someone who says it's their fault. She didn't tell me that she wanted her blonde this way, so I did it that way. The receptionist keeps messing up my books, right? My salon owner doesn't pay me enough, so I don't make enough money. I don't consult with my clients. I just do whatever they want. I'm not a beauty professional. I'm really just someone who goes through the motions because I want it to be their fault and never my fault. The victim stage is a lack of accountability. The victim stage is very common. I've been there many times in my life, and it's something that you can understand that what it is just a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism for us to understand that we don't want to feel bad and we don't want to feel responsible because it hurts. And so it's easier to blame others and to blame outside factors beyond our control than it is to take accountability for it. And so when we live in victim stage, we like things like the local news because it's always about who we can blame and what bad things are happening around us. When we live in victim stage, we continually look for outside factors that we have no control over, like the economy or holidays or seasonal schedules or anything. I will tell you this right now. If there is anyone on earth that has beaten the odds of what you're blaming, you cannot blame it. Okay? So if there is one hairdresser out there that is doing better in the downturn of the economy than worse, then there is no blaming the economy because someone else can do it. If someone else proves that they can do it, there's no reason why you can't, because we're all built with the same internal workings to see through it. It's not about where you live. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about what you look like. It's not about the economy. It's not about your salon owner. In this business, there's one person, one business, one hairdresser, one thing, and that is you. And in victim mode, you cannot grow. You have to move through it. Once we're tired of being victims, because it gets old, we move to stage 2, which is what we call the self-awareness stage. And there's a little quote on the screen that I'm sure you can see. I know I have an issue, but I'm not ready to do anything about it. Okay, this was me for 3 years as I was eating the house and, you know, gaining pound after pound after pound and knowing that I was putting on weight, but I was not ready to do anything about it. Right? This is so many of us. I know I'm not handing out my business cards every day. I know I'm not posting before and after pictures on Instagram. I know I'm not getting Yelp reviews from my clients. I know I'm not confirming their appointments 48 hours ahead. I know I'm not consulting with them properly. I know I should have cut it this way instead of that way, but I'm in a hurry and need to get to yoga. A lot of us live in stage 2, especially hairdressers with our business, because moving out of stage 2 is the most difficult part. Stage 2 is being completely aware but not doing anything about it. Talking about the general sense of awareness that you have but not doing anything about it, right? Words not followed by action are merely just words. However, if we have a thought that we speak of and then we follow that thought by an action, we begin to manifest what our reality is. If there is any part of you that is stuck in a self-aware area of your life, do yourself a favor and spend some time to understand what it would take to move on from that issue. Spend some time to understand that, because it's very, very, very important that you become elevated through just being aware. The next stage after we are aware is the creator stage. It's when we realize that, oh my God, I do have the tools to do this. I can go out and get more clients. I can talk to people and pull them in. I can get my models. I can cut a perfect bob. I can do great highlights in 15 minutes. I can. It's the first glimpse you get of responsibility. But what happens is, as we work to create, and we're creating, and we're building, and we're creating, and we're building, it's very, very, very exciting time, but you feel the pressure every day. You feel the pressure that you have to keep working to get results, keep working to get results nonstop. It doesn't stop, it doesn't stop, and you never, ever stop to reap the benefits of your hard work. The creator stage is all about creating. It's the first step in taking accountability for your business, and it's building and building and building. The problem with being stuck in creator stage is that you eventually burn out. And when you burn out hard. All of you, I'm sure, have had an experience in your life where you work and you work and then you're just so tired of it. I can't tell you how many hairdressers I speak to on a regular basis who want to go into full-time work for a manufacturer, or would rather just educate or do these things because they're so burnt out behind their chair. And oftentimes I meet with them and I say, well, when's the last time you've reaped any benefits from all of your hard work? You're so obsessed with going out and getting new clients. When have you just enjoyed the clientele that you've had? When have you just become satisfied with where you're at and taken some time to marinate in your success? And a lot of times people look at me like, wow, I haven't done that in a very long time. I haven't marinated in my success. I haven't taken some time to stop and go, wow, look at how good I'm doing. Look at the work that I've done. I don't need to work today. I can take a break today. I can relax. I can enjoy because of all the work that I did before. And that's when we begin to slowly move into inflow. And when you're in flow, it's the perfect balance of work and results. You work to create, which gives you results, and then you enjoy the results. People who are working constantly to hold on and have that pressure that everything may fall apart if it wasn't for them and them only, and they're constantly under the pressure, don't ever have time to enjoy their results. But when you're in flow, and I'm sure all of you guys have one of these people that work in your salon. Maybe it's you, maybe it's someone else, but they come in, they're happy, they seem to have, a great marriage or relationship. They seem to have a great relationship with their kids. They go 2-3 weeks or 2 or 3 vacations a year. They have a great clientele that loves them. Don't have a lot of drama. They come in, they do their work, they clean up, and they leave, and they're happy. Have a nice car, or whatever it is that represents success to you. But my point of this is that we all know people who are in flow. We all know these people that are like, wow, I don't know how she does it. She's a great package. She's got everything together. And although it seems like that on the outside, they have also moved through these stages and continually move through stages in other areas of their life. But what it's important for you to understand is that you must balance your work and your results. If you're too focused on work and not focused on results, then you will burn out. And if you're too focused on results, but you don't do any of the work, then eventually your business will go flat. So you have to keep creating a new standard. Once you get a taste of what it's like to be in flow, you'll never go back. Once you move away from just doing the bare minimum and push yourself and succeed and feel what it's like to exceed expectations and not just meet them, you'll never go back. You will never go back. It is so hard once you get a taste of that to go back. And all I'm asking you today is to move from one stage to the next until you're eventually in flow. Identify where you are and then move through it. And so what I'd love each and every one of you guys to do, if you could go to the side chat bar and in the questions or in the chat, however it works, I'm not too technical, type in what stage you feel you're at. I'm curious to know what stage you guys think that you are at today. So the goal is ultimately to become in flow. So let's talk about how we get there a little bit. So once we understand where we are and where we need to go, we got to start working towards it. So when we're in flow, we're always busy, and that gives us many, many rewards. And so we need to understand what kind of rewards this is and also how we can get there. So here are 4 steps to becoming in flow. The first thing you have to do is eliminate negativity. Stop with the ants, the automatic negative thoughts. You've got to stop. You cannot go there. Victims and people who are stuck in self-awareness are always negative. You always have a choice of how you deliver news. You can deliver news with a positive spin or a negative spin. And people who are very suppressive and antagonistic and stuck in victim and self-awareness, they're going to always deliver things in the negative. People who are in flow are always going to deliver things in the positive. Also, with negativity, you have to eliminate generalities, okay? So when you're in flow, you don't speak in generalities. You don't say, everyone thinks that I'm the best colorist, or everyone thinks that assistant is bad, or everyone thinks the economy is going to, all the businesses in the country are going to hell, and everybody's losing their job, or whatever it is. Generalities, speaking in generalities is a huge sign of weakness. You need to speak from the perspective of yourself and yourself only. You also have to eliminate gossip. You cannot talk about people or things with people who cannot help find you a solution. Get a coach, get a manager, a leader, someone in your environment where you can speak and dump on, literally, and have that yucky stuff come out, but they can help you also find a solution. You're never going to just see the world through rose-colored glasses and not have any perception of negativity. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you do have that perception, find the right person to talk to so you can create a solution versus getting stuck in the gossip circle, getting sucked into that back room. When you want to be in flow, you also have to live a life full of gratitude. You have to be thankful, and you have to be receptive and available. So eliminate negativity. Only talk positively about clients. Stop talking about clients behind their backs. Only talk positively about coworkers. People drive us nuts, totally. And there's a lot of crackpot clients out there, guys. But what you can do is that you can find one positive thing about the people that drive you nuts and stick with that. Stay out of the back room. Do your affirmations. For those of you who don't know who an affirmation is, it's a statement affirming your success, affirming who you really are. It's also known as high speak or true speak, right? So anytime you think, oh, I could have done better on that haircut, and you think about what's the truth? Maybe you could have done better on that haircut. But you also know that sometimes we're just too hard on ourselves and the haircut was great. And so affirm that. I know that haircut was great. You have to become aware. Okay, you got to know what's going on. People who are just day in, day out, clock in, clock out people, the drones of the world, right? They're not aware. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. They're not aware of their behavior. They don't understand cause and effect. They don't understand creating. They don't understand taking responsibility. If you want to be in flow, you have to be aware. And you have to increase your level of consciousness. And consciousness means just being aware in a different form. There's aware of your surroundings, which is knowing what's happening with sight and aware of the senses. And then being aware consciously is with your brain and knowing what's happening inside and out of you and being aware of the behavior, whether or not you're engaging in behavior that's yielding productive, positive results or not. Gratitude. Very simple. Stop talking about what you don't have and start thinking and talking about what you do have. First thing that I tell people, you only have one client for the day. No longer is that, oh, I only have one client for the day. That discussion should be thank God or thank universe or whoever, thank you. I'm so happy I have the ability to make one person feel beautiful today. And as cheesy or whatever it sounds or as uncomfortable it feels to you, that's just probably your ego not letting you let go of that negativity. But if you move through that and you start living a life of gratitude, more people will want to be around you. You'll attract more clients. You'll piss less people off. And you'll be very, very satisfied in your career and in your life. Be receptive and available. This is very important, guys. You have to be ready every day and give yourself an assignment, right, or a daily duty. You've got to be ready. You've got to wake up and say, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to get one new client today. I'm going to hand out this many cards. I'm going to create a promotion. Give yourself a daily duty. Even if you don't do the duty, By giving yourself a duty, you're agreeing that you have the ability to create. So at least you're getting into the mental state that you have the ability to create success. Go look for your success. Don't wait for success. Go out and get success. The most important thing is don't fight it. Most people have walls up and they beat it down. So when people come to them with opportunities or with communication, they shut it down immediately because it's not comfortable, because it's new. Don't do that. Don't fight it. Allow some of that discomfort. You have to be uncomfortable before you get successful. When we move from just barely surviving to thriving, we have to embrace the thrive, and we have to embrace the force that it takes. Figure out how to get rid of the bad. I don't care how you do it, just get rid of it. Etch it out. Whether you need to create policies in your salon, whether you need to change the tone of the conversations that are happening behind your chair, whatever it is. And the last thing to be receptive and available is to not be bored. There's no reason to be bored these days. Okay, there's so many things you can be doing to build your business via social media, email marketing, face-to-face communications, all of this stuff that you can do. Do not ever be bored. It's okay to have a relaxed day for yourself, but that's not bored. That's engaging in productive behavior, because you know that if you don't relax and refill your glass, then you're not going to be productive the following day, right? So don't get me wrong that you constantly have to be doing something and working. You just can't be actually bored. Once you're in flow, then you can begin to make a business and a marketing plan. And I want to make this very clear. When we coach people, when we talk to them about their business and their life, we cannot help and begin to build their business until we move them into flow. Why is that? The main reason for that is because if you are a victim, if you're stuck in self-aware, or you're obsessed with being a creator or a manifester, there is still a hole in your bucket. And so what most people want to do is they have this bucket of water with a little leak at the bottom of it, and it's leaking out, whether that's clients, money, time, energy, whatever it is, it's leaking out. And they want to take more water and put it over the top to make up for what's leaking. But the more they put on the top, the more pressure they put on the leak. And the hole becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and more water begins to flow and flow and flow out and become removed. And so until we fix the hole in the bucket, we cannot begin to go out and rebuild or build the business and marketing of a salon professional. So before you do anything else, you have to do it. So the Get Busy Now plan is really quite simple, guys. Give yourself a daily duty. Okay? Every day you need to wake up and give yourself a duty towards your business. You have got to be on social media, all right? I don't claim to be a social media expert, but what I do understand is that it's the #1 way of communication today. And so if you don't have a Facebook page representing you as a salon professional, you need one. If you don't have an Instagram, a Twitter, a Pinterest page, Google+, all of those things that can be integrated into one conducive site that you can post on and manage, then you're behind the game. So get on social media. Become someone of service and appreciation. Go above and beyond to serve your salon, serve your business, serve your clients, and appreciate that ability to serve rather than complaining about doing things that you don't want to do. You have to then create content, okay? So once you're in flow, they say content is king. The content of your business, whether it be before and after pictures, testimonials, descriptions or blogs from you about how to do things to clients themselves, product information, whatever it is, the more content you collect, the better. Once you have the content, you can begin marketing yourself. And by marketing, all you're doing is communicating your content out to people who wouldn't normally see you. That's all marketing is. Okay? You plan, you communicate, and then you re-educate yourself. So you plan, you market, and you educate. And then you take that education and you market it. Right? I want you to understand that before you do anything, you've got to patch that hole in the bucket, though. Most people go gangbusters, and they're so obsessed with getting new clients, and they're so obsessed with marketing. How do I market myself? How do I do the social media? And it's like, well, don't do that, because marketing a bad business only makes bad businesses fail faster. Fix yourself. You are the business. Fix yourself. Move up the stages. Don't be a victim anymore. Don't be self-aware. Don't be a creator. Get to the point where you are in flow, and then begin to market, plan, and educate yourself through content, through social media, through service and appreciation, and by giving yourself a daily duty. I want to thank all of you guys for taking the time to be here today. I am so thrilled and so thankful that I had the opportunity to share just a glimpse of what we're all about at Empowering Salon Professionals. We love each and every one of the people that make up this wonderful business. And like I always say, loving what you do is a gift that 99.9% of the world will never, ever experience. So make the most of it. Take yourself from barely surviving and begin to thrive. Make the money you need to make in order to have the life that you want. Create the life and create the business for yourself. And most importantly, know where you're at, know where you want to be, and create the steps to get there. All of you are very, very special. And each and every one of you has a special set of tools, gifts, and aptitudes inside of yourselves that will allow you to do anything that you want to do in this business. My entire company is here for you. I am here for you. And I hope, and I can only encourage you to continue on this journey of educating yourself, stretching, growing through the discomfort, and becoming who you want to become in this business, like I have, and like so many of the salon professionals that we work with have. Thank you so much, and I am going to stay on to answer any questions and go over anything. If you need to get a hold of us, the website is listed on the screen, as well as our Facebook page and our Twitter page. Thank you again for your time this morning, and I hope each and every one of you reach out and let me know your personal story of success.
Thank you so much, Chad. We did get some questions that came in while you were talking, and I actually forwarded some of them to your panel, so you should be able to see them if you expand your questions panel.
Great. Okay, so let's see. Lenny Carroll, when you specialize in a specific clientele, will your growth be slower? No, it won't. I specialized in a very specific clientele, which was color, which I guess is probably more vague than the clientele. If you're someone who, actually, sorry, let me just totally go backtrack here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Take a breath. When you specialize in a specific clientele, let me take you back to the 1980s, right? Back in the 80s and the early 90s, you had cutting technicians, perming only technicians, and then you had colorists as well. And the colorists, that wasn't huge. You had a lot of people that did perms only. So if you're specializing, even I know salons that only specialize in Brazilian blowouts and straightening systems or whatever you want to call. And no, your growth is not slower. It's absolutely not slower. Your growth should be just as fast. Now, just to be clear, the growth of that is different because you have to go get a specific clientele, but the tools and what you need are the same, right? And what I would recommend for you is definitely if you specialize in something very specific, then you want to make sure that you surround yourself with people who offer the other services that you don't. So if you're a hairdresser only, make sure you know someone who does really great nails that you can share clients with. If you're a Brazilian blowout person only, eventually those people need trims. Make sure you partner with someone who cuts hair that won't, that you have a good working relationship with. Okay, so that was one question.
And really quick, Linny actually just sent in a little bit more information and said that she lives in a military town, so her clientele changes. Often, sometimes she'll lose 5 clients at the same time. So she's just wondering, how do you build that back up very quickly?
Basically, the way that you build that back up very quickly, quite honestly, is to making sure that you kind of have an excess of clients. Right, I talk to a lot of people every day who, I talk to a lot of people every day who say, oh, I can't take new clients, I'm too busy. If you understand your business structure and you understand that people are constantly moving, then make sure that with every person that's moving out, there's people that are moving in at the same time, I would assume. Like, you know your business more than me. So what are you doing to make sure you're the first hairdresser and the first person in town that they hear about when they come in? So for every person you lose, you have the people that are moving in filling that spot immediately, so it's perfectly flowing. I hope that helps. Okay, great. So it looks like I answered my question. It looks like I'm looking through these questions, and I just want to make sure, because I did have you guys write in what you are. Let's see. So let's see. Paula Schultz. I always work, work, work. I'm a workaholic. I'm 3 years as a cosmetologist. I do work Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. looking for inflow, but I'm afraid to stop working so much because I don't want to lose my clientele. Is there any recommendations to do my next step? I feel very tired now, but I want to be in flow. You are in an awesome spot, Paula. You are in the best place that you could ever be. But let me tell you something. You offer a service that's a luxury service as a hairdresser, right? What we forget is people don't have to come in and get their hair cut and colored. Okay, they absolutely don't have to. They do it because they want to and because they love you, right? But if you don't love yourself and you don't indulge in luxury services and you don't indulge in the relaxation that you're asking your clients to just by having them come in to you, then you're not setting a good example. So rest up, take some time for yourself. I would highly suggest you get into a weekly yoga routine where you can be one with yourself and enjoy the results of your work. Every time you hit a new landmark, you need to enjoy it. Reward yourself. Take a vacation. You've got to do that. You're not going to lose clients. You're going to show your clients even more so that it's okay to indulge. And the more you indulge, the more they will indulge. A lot of creators. Yeah. Brunilda Mueller says that she's in stage 3, but she takes 3 days off a week to take care of her home, herself, and her family. It's very important to her. I like doing nails, and I want to be successful, but I want to be successful in my personal life as well. Keep going what you're doing. It sounds great. You know, the issue is that when you do take those 3 days off, make sure you're consciously doing that. Make sure you are constantly doing that to reward yourself. And it's not just mundane, I'm taking 3 days off here, I'm working 3 days off here. You're going to say that when you're working, you're maximizing and you're engaging in behaviors that are majorly productive and positive. And then when you're off, you're engaging in behaviors that are majorly productive and positive, and also giving yourself a break and a reward for all the work that you did before. thank you for emailing in. Creating on the verge of inflow. Great, Danita Jackson. Congratulations. That's awesome. Great. All right, so I think that's all the questions that I got. I really, really appreciate everyone being on today. And I think, Jenny, you need to go over a few housekeeping things with them, correct?
Yes, that would be great. So yeah, if you want to just keep that slide up. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, I'm from Associated Hair Professionals, and we are the association sponsoring this webinar series. We are fairly new. We launched about 2 years ago, so you may not be entirely familiar with who we are. Our entire focus is on supporting you as an individual professional. We do that in a variety of ways, including this webinar series to help you brush up on your business skills. But when you become a member of ours, you get access to a variety of different resources. Those include a free website so that you can get your name out there and you can start marketing to build your clientele. And we also include marketing resources. You can get discounts on printing of marketing materials, for instance. And we also help you put together a business plan, marketing plan, and just provide you with some articles, webinars on how to really maximize the most out of that. We also have a discount program, so you can save money on everything from your cell phone service to credit card processing. If you want to have your clients book online appointments, we also have discounts on a booking service. Really just ways to help you save some money. Shears, I always forget to mention shears, so we've got some great discounts. And then one of the things we're most well known for is liability insurance, and that is insurance that protects you from a client lawsuit. So we've got a lot of different benefits that are available to you as a hairstylist or nail professional. And you can join as a student for $45 a year and get all of those benefits. As a professional, it's $179 a year. And if you're an instructor, you get a little bit of a discount for $159 a year. So I would invite all of you to hop on our website and learn a little bit more about us. If you have any questions, you can contact us at 1-800-575-4642, or you can visit our website, and we're available to help you however you need assistance. So thank you so much for joining us. And Chad, are you still on?
I am, yes.
I just got another question if you'd like to take that.
Sure. Let me. Is it on my thing, or do you?
No, I'll just read it to you. It says, how recommended is it to stop taking new clients for a little while?
Not recommended at all. Now, you don't stop taking new clients. What you do is you just fill up the spaces that you have, and then you create a waiting list. Because you always have to realize that there is a 5 to 10% attrition rate at the end of every year. So that's moving, death, loss of finances, disease, whatever it is. You have to account that you're going to lose 5 to 10% of your clients on a yearly basis just because of life, right? So you need that new clientele coming in to help build you. Now, or to help fill those holes. So if you have an appointment, you put them in. Now, if you don't have an appointment available, then what I would recommend is that you either have an assistant or a junior stylist on the floor or someone that you've brought up that you can begin building through, because you want to keep the overflow within your business. And so you never say, no, I'm not taking new clients. You just fill up your days. Whoever gets the appointments gets the appointments. And then when you are completely full and overflowing, like 3 months in advance or whatever it is, then look and seeing who you can hire to start sending those people to that will mimic your quality of work. But yeah, keep in mind that 5 to 10% attrition rate at the end of every year. A lot of people make the mistake of not taking new clients, and then they unfortunately realize that the next year they're at a little bit of a loss and they have to create a lot of buzz to get that going. So just Accept them as they come in, but don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed. I guess what I'm saying is don't bend over backwards. If they get an appointment, they do. If they don't, they don't.
Great answer. All right, I think that wraps it up. Oh, well, we just got another question if you want to keep going.
Yeah. We started a little late, so we can roll still.
All right. If you notice that clients you did for years all of a sudden stop coming in, how long do you recommend until you contact them, or how many times do you contact them?
3 is a charm for how many times you contact them, and I would say right away. I recommend all of our stylists. Actually, I'm working with someone right now who's just an individual stylist, but she's so busy, and that has been happening to her a little bit more than often. There's a 3-way approach. If it's happening a lot, I recommend you survey all of your clients and see where the hole is in your business, right? If it's just here and there, then you just pick up the phone, especially if many years you have a great relationship with them, pick up the phone and call them and talk to them about what's going on. Oftentimes it's stuff they don't want to share with you because they don't either A, don't want to hurt your feelings because they don't like what you're doing or they want to change, or B, they ran out of money or something, and in that case, I highly recommend you working out something with them to help keep them in your chair. The bottom line is that you want to contact them. If you don't, try to call them the second you notice. So if they usually come every 8 weeks and it's been 10 weeks, give them a call. Whenever you notice, give them a call. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not pushy. You're coming from a place of love and making sure that you did everything that you could do. Then after that, maybe a thank you card, and then just continue them on your mailing list, right? And make sure that they're receiving all of your promotions, your marketing material, your business material via email, this, that, and the other thing. The number one mistake people make is they have a receptionist or an assistant call, and it's not personal, and they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to tell you, they'd rather just move on. And that's the majority of people. So if you take the time to personally make the call, you reach out a few times, and some people just fall off the face of the earth, and that's okay too. You just have to make sure you have the inflow of clientele to refill that hole.
Great answer. All right, I think that wraps everything up. So I'm going to go ahead and close this puppy down.